a service of CNC Worldwide.
CNC Podcasts are a service of CNC News. The next blast of Arctic cold is now with us, and the city of Rochester has declared a snow emergency. The city has banned all parking from noon Thursday until noon Friday on Elmhurst, Oxford, Sanford, and Asbury streets, also Arnold Park and Rundle Park. Any vehicle found parked there will be towed. The reason is so city crews can use that 24 hours to do curb-to-curb snow removal and clear the large piles from the curbs. Environmental Services Commissioner Norman Jones says the city won't have room to handle new snow in those areas if it doesn't do this now on the streets that are toughest to clear. Federal authorities have charged 7 people with sex trafficking minors after breaking up a ring that was encouraging young girls into prostitution. Prosecutors say the conspiracy began to unravel with an arrest last year at a Henrietta motel. That led investigators to Stephen Jones, the Rochester man who was calling the shots, at times from a cell in the Monroe County Jail. Federal prosecutors say the defendants located some girls through social media, others by hanging around outside Department of Social Services offices or women's shelters. They promised young women money and drugs in return for prostitution. The victims lived with the defendants at hotels and various houses throughout the area. State Attorney General Eric Schneiderman and New York City authorities have launched a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against United Parcel Service. They say UPS illegally shipped more than 700,000 cartons of untaxed cigarettes across the state. UPS vigorously denies this and says it will defend itself against the suit. Schneiderman says UPS chose to ignore that people are shipping millions of dollars worth of untaxed cigarettes through its facilities each year. Schneiderman says UPS delivered packages of cigarettes to minors in numerous counties, including Monroe and Ontario. The cigarettes come from unlicensed vendors on New York's Indian reservations. The state says UPS cost it nearly $30 million in tax revenue. It wants triple damages under the RICO Act. Rochester police have arrested a 19-year-old city man on a second-degree murder charge in the shooting death of another city teen. Brian Baxter is charged with the murder of Quadre Henderson Speed. He pleaded not guilty on arraignment. Henderson Speed was shot in the back while waiting for the bus on Jefferson Avenue on the morning of November 6th. He was a student at All City High on the John Marshall campus and was on track for early graduation. At the time, police said they believed he had been targeted. Federal prosecutors say they have charged 8 Rochester residents with running a cocaine pipeline that stretched from New York City to Rochester. The U.S. Attorney's Office says one of the 8 men charged, Edward Mighty, obtained the cocaine in large quantities from a contact in Brooklyn. He had it driven by car to Rochester, where it was packaged, and his network used their cell phones to handle sales of both powder cocaine and crack. After their investigation, officers in Rochester and Brooklyn launched simultaneous raids, shutting down both ends of the pipeline. They also seized a carload of cocaine being driven into Rochester and guns, including an Uzi. An Erie County doctor will serve 2 years in federal prison for defrauding the University of Rochester out of $630,000. Dr. Doron Feldman of Amherst pleaded guilty last summer to conspiracy to commit mail fraud. Federal prosecutors say he submitted false claims for work as an anesthesiologist at Strong Memorial Hospital and the UR Medical Center. The George Eastman House Museum will honor Academy Award winner Michael Douglas with the George Eastman Award this spring. The award will be presented May 14th in a ceremony at the Dryden Theater. It honors distinguished contributions to the art of film. It's gone in the past to such as Meryl Streep, James Stewart, and Martin Scorsese. Douglas has produced, directed, in more than 75 movies and TV series. Your next CNC podcast is whenever you click on one of these pages. I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.